is distinguished IT professional, professor at University of South Florida. He's also the founding consultant at Method Science and co-founder and director of Platfee. He has, in fact, very high experience in business analytics, software engineering, data analytics, mobile business, green IT. He has also worked in many different countries, India, Australia, USA. He guest lectures throughout the world. In fact, he has published more than 150 papers, and he has published around 28 books, of which 23 are scholarly and 5 are textbooks. He has guided a lot of PhD students besides masters, so he has supervised around 8 PhDs, and he has done the external examiner for around 21 PhDs. In fact, he was one of my external examiner at Sophia University for my PhD. So with this, I would like to welcome Professor Bhutan to take over the floor and give us your lifelong learning, lifelong wisdom to the people here. Thank you very much. Please welcome.
Namaste. Before we begin, as human beings, I want all of us to have a moment of reflection for 26 people who lost their lives day before yesterday in Pahalgam, India. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Please be seated. To start with, I would like to congratulate Dr. Schwang and his team for organizing this first international conference. It's like organizing a wedding. Too many things to plan. But as far as I and my colleagues who are visiting Bhutan for the first time, it's a festival. And my colleagues in the US and my friends in India and Australia all want to know not about AI, but about Bhutan. And my answer is peaceful, loving, soft. There are no honking on the roads, clean air. Overall, one of the nicest places I have ever visited. And I look forward to coming here again. In 20 minutes of keynote, there is no plan to present any detailed content, and there is a lot of content in AI. Data science is the umbrella word, which includes AI, machine learning, big data, algorithms, cybersecurity, networking, edge computing, you name it. And each of these can be a course in itself. And each of this is a fascinating research topic. So in the time that I have, the idea is to open up our thinking to what is happening in this data science world today, what is going to happen in the future, what's our SWOT analysis, what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses and what are the challenges and what are the opportunities for the young students who are sitting over here, and for the faculty who has to train themselves and then they have to train the students. My name is Bhuvan Unhelkar. I'm from India, born and brought up in India. And then in 1986, after writing a few lines of COBOL code, I went to Australia. And I've been there for 29 years. And that is when we were moving into object orientation. And then from 2015 to now 10 years, I've been in University of South Florida in the US. And the reason to mention this is the world has moved so far and so fast that it feels like a global village. Also, in my university, which is a R1 university, so we have three categories, R1, R2, and no categorization for research. My personal workload is only half teaching, the other half is research. So one of my goals of coming here and standing in front of you is to invite each and every one of us to consider research as an integral part of what we do. I see that in Australia, and I see that in at least my university, where the encouragement to both academics and students is to integrate research in whatever we do. So when it comes to AI, what kind of research is likely to happen? It is going to happen in the four well-known parameters: people, process, technology, and money, budget. I am aware there are quite a few students who are actually doing finance major. And they may wonder, we don't know how to write Python code or Java. How do we interact with AI? There are others, like me, who are petrified of statistics. And we are saying, oh, linear regression is more than enough. And then there are techies who love nothing else but Python, forgetting that AI is for decision making. We are gathered together in a college of business, and I come from Muma College of Business in University of South Florida. We teach Python and we teach big data, but 9 out of 10 courses are business oriented. So for all the young boys and girls who are going to major in finance, marketing, supply chain, inventory, HR, even if you don't write AI, you're going to use AI. Even if you don't know what is inside the black box, you will be forced to use AI in your daily life. So what is AI? Just day before yesterday, I attended a Rotary meeting in Thimphu. Rotary is an international organization. And I've been a Rotarian for the last 20 plus years. So whenever I go to a new place, I attend a Rotary meeting. And right next to me was His Excellency, the past Foreign Minister, External Affairs Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Tendi. And he and I started talking about AI. It so happens that he has also studied in Sydney University in Australia. So we had quite a few things in common. And we were able to succinctly describe AI versus NI, natural intelligence. Dr. Schwann's supervisor, Professor Tad Gonsalves, and myself, we wrote a book, Artificial Intelligence for Business Optimization, where we not only differentiated AI against NI, natural intelligence, but we also brought together the mix of AI and NI in decision making. So the day before, we arrived at this conclusion, which you might all enjoy. Going from 0 to 1 is natural intelligence. Going from 1 to hundreds of thousands is artificial intelligence. Correlating between vast amount of data is artificial intelligence, but causation, knowing the cause, is natural intelligence. In fact, it is so important that so much of research is now moving into XAI, explainable AI. And it's like a sure to fail research, because you cannot explain in artificial intelligence why a certain decision has been taken. We can ask an AI app, is it going to rain tomorrow in Gedu? And the answer is 70% chance with 85% confidence that it will rain tomorrow here. That's AI. It has gone through past 100 years of data or 10 years of data. It has done correlation between air pressure, presence of so many people, time of the year, etc., etc., etc. And yes, 70% chance it rains tomorrow, and we go and ask that app, how did you do it? Why? There's no answer. That is natural intelligence. So for the young boys and girls, when you look at your smartphone and you ask your smartphone various questions, chances are increasingly it is going to give you AI-based advice. Remember, it will not be able to explain why it gave you that advice. That explainability is natural intelligence. So as we move forward in society, in education, in business, in government, and in defense, AI is becoming integral to whatever we do. It is going to depend and is dependent on data. So in the next few minutes, I will highlight to you the nature of data that is important in an AI application. As a COBOL programmer, 1986, I only knew two types of data, text and numbers. Now, anything and everything we do on our phone is data. The pictures we took, the videos we take, the selfies are all data. So what is the characteristic of data in the world of big data? It's text, it's numbers, it's graphics. Many of my postdoctoral scholars, in fact Dr. Chhuang is also one of my postdoc scholars, but many of them are researching in diagnosis of cancer based on fuzzy X-rays. Others are researching on identifying images in fuzzy videos. We are continuously finding the nature of data changing from just text and numbers to graphics, audio, video, and satellite images, and who knows, if we go, maybe smell might be captured in future. So the nature of data is multidimensional. What else we have got? We have structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. What else we have got in data? Transactional data, macro data, and alternate data. This is important for banks and insurance companies. For example, our service providers guarantee us that they will not divulge our privacy. They will protect our privacy. Your phone and my phone is protected by this agreement. But in this hall, let's say there are 300 people. That 300 is a macro data that is not protected by the privacy agreement. And big data analytics is going to make use of that data, the 300, to decide how many cups of coffee or a tea should be ready outside. Banks, insurance companies are phenomenal in using macro data. And then the last one, alternative data. We are all chatting here in this firewall, within this firewall, but the boys and girls over there are chatting with each other on Instagram saying, Dr. Unelkar's lecture was so boring, I went to sleep. They are actually awake, they smiled. That is not known to within the firewall of this conference, this university. It's called alternative data. All the Facebook, all the X, all the tweets are alternative data that is harvested by big data analytics to produce what we have as ChatGPT. And we have this very well-known joke about ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, 2 plus 2 is what? It said 4. I said no. ChatGPT said, why do you say no? I said, because my wife says so. She says 2 plus 2 is 7.5. ChatGPT is smart. The boys should take lesson. It said, yes sir, you're right. Your wife is right. See? That's my blood pressure going up. Another data point. ChatGPT told me I don't have data beyond 2022. That was the original release. And who knows, from 2022 onwards, 2 plus 2 is 7.5. So keep in mind the nature of data, the storage of data. I am in fact putting together a course on big data storage and analytics. The most popular unstructured database is MongoDB. It is a short form for Humongous DB. It can store all the types of data that I talked about. So as we move forward with various tools and technologies, we will have to learn to deal with different types of data. We will have to learn to design correlations that are far and wide. Most common example is whenever more number of coffee is sold in New York, the stock exchange goes up. This is a wild correlation. But more number of coffee indicates more number of people going to the central business district, indicates more amount of work happening, economic activity, and therefore the stock market goes up. There was another study on correlation between traffic jam in London and the stock market. Because more traffic jam means more people are going to work. These are, of course, studies before COVID, by the way. There was a very serious one done by Dr. James Ricard in his book, Death of Money. He has the first chapter on the Prophecy Project, and you can Google Prophecy Project. After the disaster of 9/11 in America, he did this study to correlate the puts. Put is the right to sell a share. In options, we have calls and puts. He studied the puts of American Airlines and United Airways and established a correlation. So he was invited by the CIA to further develop the study. And based on that algorithm, he was able to predict the London Tube bombings that happened later. The reason I'm mentioning all this is there are numerous case studies in artificial intelligence that deal with wide correlations. And the students sitting here should start thinking, what is the impact of this on that? It is very easy to figure out direct impact. Okay, a company has a higher turnover, its stock price will go up. That's a direct relationship. But coffee cups and stock market is a wide relationship. How much time can I speak? Another 5 minutes? Maybe we'll have some time for Q&A. I mean, I get paid to talk. I can talk for 3 hours standing right here, but I still want to remain your friends. There is one more correlation I want to share with you, which my students in Great Lakes Institute near Chennai, I used to go and teach there, this big data subject. And I told them that if you come up with a wild correlation, you will get an A+. So a bunch of students established how to price a IPL player. And most of you know India is a cricket mad nation, where IPL is this Premier League and each player gets optioned. So my students developed a AI-based algorithm to price IPL player, and their use case was Virat Kohli. This was a few years back. So I said, okay, that's good, but where is the aha factor? And they said, we are going to download the recording of people who are in the stands, not playing cricket, in the stands, and we will look at Anushka, his wife, his girlfriend at that time, and depending on how many times she smiles, we will price Virat Kohli. I said, that is fantastic. It appears stupid. In the world of AI, it's fantastic. So I would like to conclude by encouraging all students, technical, people-oriented, finance, budgeting, and processes. All these people, process, technology, and money, you are going to encounter them in the world of AI. AI is here to stay. AI has its own risks. For example, this morning I was reading that a radio station in Australia broadcasted for 6 months using an AI bot rather than a person. So for all you know, I am standing here, but I could be AI. So it's scary. And the radio station did not disclose it for 6 months that people were calling the station. And I think the female anchor, they gave her a name Tay, I think T-A-Y, I'm forgetting the exact name, this morning story. So there is a need for policy, there is a need for rules, but then the judges and the lawyers are also using ChatGPT. When the students use ChatGPT, please be careful, it is not NI, it is AI. In fact, I am introducing now in my courses that I teach, including Agile Project Management, I'm asking my students to submit a discussion question or answer to it as is, then run your answer through ChatGPT. Whatever is produced, submit that also. That way the students learn both. And I want all my students to learn AI, to use ChatGPT, to use Google's LLM, to be aware of its advantage and its risk. I use ChatGPT and Grammarly as a research assistant because some of my scholars will submit an article that is not APA style properly cited. I simply give it to ChatGPT, it gets cited properly. But once I asked ChatGPT, who is Bhuvan Unhelkar? It said Bhuvan Unhelkar is an Australian born in Melbourne in 1957. And I said, rubbish, do you know I am Bhuvan Unhelkar? Oh, I am sorry. And I said, update your memory that I'm born in 1960 in India. Okay. So please use these tools, but use them with full awareness that these are correlations, that AI is not going to take you over. AI cannot smile. AI cannot feel happy. AI cannot love. You know, Bhutan is one of the happiest countries in the world, the gross happiness index. You cannot apply to an AI bot. It is artificial. And Google's, an engineer from Google got sacked because he claimed that Google's LLM is sentient. So on that note, I would like to once again thank the organizers of this conference. I would invite all of you to connect with me on LinkedIn. That way we will have grown our relationship. I look forward to collaboration with Royal University of Bhutan, this campus, and I wish you all the very best, and I look forward to listening to the rest of the talks. Once again, thank you. Dhanyawad. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Professor Duman, for your exciting talk and giving the recent ideas on AI and data analytics and big data. So next we have Professor